On this episode of Mad Ginger Customs, we're gonna try to live that BRAAP life. All my boys got sleds, I got nothing. And we got a friend who donated one that was seized up and the track was seized. We're gonna bust it free, we're gonna get it running, and we're gonna get it ripping. Let's go. All right, we made it. So there's more information that has just been divulged. This is Zach's sled. Hi, Hadley. And now, unfortunately, she's tight like a tiger. We're gonna have to throw a little concoction down the throat, but it did run years ago, supposedly, allegedly. Zach also says that it may have a jack shaft issue because when it did run before, it fired it up, and when he gave it the beans, it would smoke the belt. I don't know anything about snowmobiles, so this might be interesting. So here she is. She's the Polaris Indy Special. Super special, I'm assuming. We're gonna be able to use our plastic stapler. I mean, duct tape. In this area here and maybe in that vicinity. We're gonna try to load it into my pickup. Danielle, that's Danielle. She says you didn't bring a trailer. I'm like, no, we're gonna put it in the truck. And she's like, you're stupid. So we're gonna do the best we can about getting this thing in there, and if it falls out on the way home, we'll keep driving. This is a dumb idea. Please don't do this. I'm not gonna run your dog over, right?
Okay, come here.
Hey, Bill, what am I looking like? You wanna be, yeah, you know. That should be good.
We gotta pick up the back because I can't go any lower.
Here we go. Ready? Oh, that's not that bad. I can't feel my spine.
Hold on. And now we're in trouble.
Excuse me?
It's fine. Well, can't you drive it forward? Make the tracks go that way. It'll drag it right in. All day, dude. Right through my freaking back window. There goes the tailgate.
You gotta get up over the tailgate.
Destroy the tailgate?
No, we're gonna get up and over. Ready?
Go.
Right this little. That's about all you're gonna get.
Dead new. Take the plastic. Maybe. Yes.
Still tight?
We're close, yeah.
Like a tiger. Wait, how did this get on to begin with?
What?
How did you get this on there to begin with?
Because I was over in front of it.
Yeah, but can you just drag it? Can you track it that way? Just don't go through the window. Yeah, keep tracking that way. Yeah, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going. You're all right. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Glass coverage?
Now go down. Stop. Go down. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we know what we're doing. This could be the dumbest thing I've done yet, is try to bring this home. Now it's gonna live in here. Oh, we can take the Jeep with the winch and just rip it out of the back.
Or get the, I don't know, I would get the tractor, but I don't know if it helps us because we don't have force. Yeah, it might help.
This is probably dumb. We got a special shout out for H&H Repair. Zach does, he's a mobile repair facility. He's basically a one-man army in a vehicle that comes to help you because you're sad and you can't fix your own shit. So, and he's in Connecticut, so look him up. I mean, if you lift it too much, it'll probably blow off on the way.
You want to strap that just in case?
God, no.
Okay.
No, God, no. If it blows off, we're going to keep going. What's the chance this is even going to run or move ever again?
You know, this
You have a lot of faith.
Oh, yeah,
Zach was like, this thing's vintage. It's from '94. I'm like, that's when I graduated high school. He's like, I was 6 months old. I'm like, well, no, I feel ancient. But he's talking about it's got, you know, stubs and tracks and pins and some type of volute underneath it. It looks pretty nasty. It looks like it was a machine when it was new. Like it was probably awesome.
Yeah,
It is the special, and you know, we're fairly special.
I think
It's got Fox shock, so it has to be good.
4,000.
How many miles?
4,000.
How, guys, hit it in the comments. Is 4,000 miles a lot for a snowmobile? Do you know if that is?
31 years old.
31 years old. That makes me about 106. This is Danielle. I work with Danielle. This was her idea, so.
First off, I said a trailer. You needed a trailer. I didn't.
No, I'm saying taking it home is your idea.
Yeah, because my junk is your treasure. Put the shit in your.
It's not going to work out, and I'm going to get yelled at from the Mad Ginger Jess when I get home. If you guys are in Connecticut, I don't know how far do you go, or how?
50-mile radius.
So 50-mile radius from like Allington, Summers area. Call H&H Repair. He's a diesel guy, but you do everything or just diesels? You do it. He's a one-stop shop. He'll, you know, if you got a Jeep that's blown up, he'll fix that or buy it from you, or, you know, you want to LS swap something, he's your guy. I don't know what he does, but I know that if you got a power stroke, he can do that, because that's what I've been told. I think Zach and Danielle are going to be laughing as I leave, knowing that it's gone, and thank God. All right, guys, is it dumb if it works? Maybe, I don't know. Bill and I are trying to get this thing off in my garage. So we got the engine hoist holding the back. We're gonna try to chalk the wheels with something. Bill's gonna try to hold on to it while I drive it forward a little bit, and then we're gonna try to get the chain fall in the front. And that way we can kind of get it in the air and lower it down without anyone getting hurt, hopefully.
Yeah, keep going. A little more. A little more. Oh, right there.
Stand out of the way, Bill's out of the way, I'm out of the way.
Oh my God! Well,
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
sort of worked.
Woo! That was
Drive the
so,
truck out of you.
that was so dumb.
No, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
That's good. We're gonna get the car skates and put them underneath, and then we can work on it. So over here is, assuming it's some type of clutch assembly, belt. This goes to the jack shaft. I think we're gonna have to take the belt off. But a lot of the time you can't get leverage with the pull. But a lot of the time you can get, this is like turning the flywheel. And if we can get this to move, I mean, doesn't it sound like the pistons are moving?
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't sound good in there. It's got compression, I can feel it. Okay, I'm gonna pull these plugs and fill this with marble anyway, but let me see if I can pull it over now. All right, now technically, oh, it's moving, it's moving.
Yeah, you got it.
It's moving. I don't want to pull it too much, because if there's crap in there, I don't want to score it all up. So I'm gonna pull these plugs and I'm gonna fill this up. Right over here is the disc brake. And if you look in here, these pads are literally seized to the rotor. And I think this is the reason that the belt doesn't go. Because if you look right in here, I bet if I pry these, let me go get a pry bar. So I broke this one out, the one where the piston side is. I can hear it going back into the master. Yep, it's going back. It's going back. This side is the stuck side. There it goes. There it goes. Hopefully. Oh, it literally just snapped when I did that. Now, oh, that's nice and free now. Okay. All right, so I know that that's not connected. So now, on this side, that disc moving over there if I do this?
Yeah, inside.
It is, huh?
Yep.
I bet if I got this thing lifted back up, I could turn the whole track by turning this. And I'm gonna see if I can just... Is it going?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going, it's going.
The belts are moving.
Is the belts moving?
Everything.
Feels like there's a tight spot though.
Yeah, but it's moving free.
Oh, something popped. It's not turning the crankshaft though. I think it's probably the belt's been in the same spot for the whole, or the track. I'm not using the proper terminology, I know.
It's stiff.
It is, but it moves and this moves.
Yep.
Maybe we'll be okay. Man, I wish I knew more about this. Like these little wheels have little cracks in them. I'm sure those have to be changed. What if we do a restoration, Bill? No, we're not doing that. Free sled to absolute stunner.
That's it.
All right, so I'm gonna juice up that motor. Maybe just get some lunch. That's this. I mean, I'm assuming plug 1. Does it go left to right? I'm not sure. Plug 1 doesn't look terrible. So we're gonna juice them up. And if I pull one of these and they're crappy, I'll show you. But other than that, I'm just gonna pull them and we're gonna fill them up. Fast forward. I put some marble in the cylinders, trying to pull it, and she was happy to see me, but it's pulling over. This one, it might have been right at the bottom, so when I pulled it up, it really kind of, she's going to be a smoke show. This thing's going to be a 3-pack a dayer for sure.
Nothing gained.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm gonna rip this thing over a couple more times, get that marble in the cylinder, and I think we're gonna throw those plugs back in and
See what happens.
give it hell. It broke free easy. We got the track to move. It was just the brake that was stuck. This might be the easiest one I've ever done.
I think it's gonna go.
All right, guys. Bill's gonna pull for me. I'm gonna insulate my hand like this. I know I'm gonna get whacked if this thing works. So I gotta get a good ground.
Yeah.
All right, give her. Oh, it's got spark. It's got spark.
Fired up.
It's got spark. Hold on, let's try this one. You know what's funny? When you pulled it over, the marble mist came out all over my face.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's delicious. I'm concerned about this third cylinder. It did not look like it had spark. All right, go, Bill. Yeah, it does. It's got spark. It's got spark. Just drop them in and go.
I think so.
All right, we're gonna try it. I'm gonna choke it because I don't know anything about this. It does not need a key. It's jumped out clearly. I mean, I'm thinking we're just gonna pull it. I'm assuming up is on because if you were in an emergency situation, you'd have to hit it down. So my back is still roached. Oh, this has all the compression, Bill. I can't pull it. No way.
No, doesn't sound good.
There's a lot of compression. That's non-chlorinated. I don't know if you even pull. Up.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's the end of that.
And that's that. Oh well, we tried. Now we gotta take it apart. Just took the springs off the exhaust and got it out of the way. That'll at least help me get all the leaves out of it. This should be the last nut or bolt. So the recoil's got one here, one on this side in the corner, and one on this side. You gotta pull this harness up out of the way so you can get to it. And then you just gotta pull the screw out that holds the fuel pump. So we're just gonna do the old quickie. We'll put this back on. There's an absolute mouse house in here. So this is what's underneath that. It's a water pump. But if you look at the pulley, it's completely full of like yard debris. I'm sure that Zach ripped this thing in the grass. Or like I said, maybe a mouse. So I think we got to clean all this out. We're going to get a vacuum and clean all this out. So I'm going to try to put a rope back in that. And maybe we can pull it over properly. I wound this up 5 times. And this is like really the only thing the hardware store had that was remotely similar. So it's like a nylon braid paracord. So I'm going to see if I let this back in slow, kind of where we get to. Yeah, it'll pull it all the way in. I think we're okay with this. Now this has to go up through another hole and then into the handle. So I think what I'm going to do is, for now, just throw a big knot in here that I can easily pull out. So it won't go all the way back in. And then we can set this back in. Then we can pull this up through, and then fish it through the handle. I did put a little bit of 2-stroke down the gap. Oh, it popped. No! Oh, it didn't go all the way in. Oh, thank God. All right, I'm already a sweaty mess from doing all my snow. I tried to take the vacuum and get the leaves out that I could, but they're literally frozen to it. Gonna get all that crap out. That's like a mouse nest. What this thing will do is, if you pour a little bit of 2-stroke down the cylinders, it'll fire, it'll rev, it'll run out of fuel and die. Is it the fuel pump that's bad? Is it this absolute tragedy of a fuel filter? Could be. All of these lines are like shot. So I think right off, I'm going to just replace the lines, and maybe we'll just pull the carb racks out. I mean, there's like dirt in these, like dirt. Short of just being dirty on the outside, the float works. You just tip it upside down and you're blowing it. Nothing. Yep. So the float's not stuck. And they're going to crack the bottom and just see what kind of stuff's floating around in there. These actually look not terrible. Let's get it open. Maybe there's a clogged jet. Maybe like a bunch of these are clogged, and we can just unclog the jets in them and put them back together. I was thinking about breaking out my ultrasonic cleaner, but every single cleaning agent I have is frozen. Gasket's intact. Floats move. It's not terrible in there. Not at all. Oh, clear now. It was not clear, but then it is clear now. So that's probably part of our problem. I'm assuming that's the idle circuit jet. Oh yeah, it's clear now. Let's see if we can blow through it. Oh yeah, it comes right out. You know, maybe if you guys like this kind of thing, in a future episode, we'll like really go at this thing and actually like refurbish it. You know what I mean? All right. Well, I'm just going to throw it back together because I don't see anything technically wrong inside. And the slide came right out. So let's just pull 2 and 3. We'll pull them apart. You know, should we clean them in the ultrasonic cleaner? Sure. Is that something we're going to do? I mean, I can see right through this. Why bother, right? Alright, I ran the propane heater till it was basically out of propane. Jess came in to say hi and tell me what she's going to do for the day, and I moved the hood and it kind of just decided to quit. Not sure how we're going to put that back together. I don't think plastic staples are going to do it. I don't see why you couldn't run this without the airbox. It's not like a motorcycle, it doesn't look like. It doesn't have a filter. I think it's supposed to, but it doesn't. I got all the carbs back in. I don't want to put the airbox in because I want to make sure we're pulling fuel. So I put a fuel filter, fuel line. Unfortunately, I couldn't do all these lines because those are a 1/4 inch. Actually, everything was 1/4 inch, and I don't have any 1/4 inch. I only have 5/16. So I used 5/16 from the tank to the fuel pump. And I put some, you know, worm drive clamps instead of the squeezy clamps on it, and I'm hoping it's going to hold it. I'm just going to roll this thing over a few times, and hopefully we see some fuel in there. And if we don't, that's going to be problematic. The float bowls did have fuel in them. I don't know how old it was, so I don't know if it's necessarily pulling fuel, but had a couple restricted idle circuits there. Maybe that's all we need, and this thing's going to fire. I don't, like I said, I don't claim to know a lot about snowmobiles. I don't know anything about them really. I just know it's a combustion engine, so it's, you know, suck, bang, blow. That's really all we need. It has compression because my back's killing me.
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
So anywho, I'm gonna pull it over a few times, and hopefully this will fill up. All right, I just put fuel in it down the cylinders like I did before. Got the choke on, ignition on, technically. I mean, what's the chance, right? Okay. It's got fuel in the bowl. Flooding. Coil off again. This rope is clearly not usable for this. It frayed and ripped immediately. I'm not sure why this thing doesn't run. It should. It's like it's not getting any fuel, even though it gets to the fuel pump. Cord's broke. Jess came out to say hi and
give my opinion on this.
What do you think of this unit?
This thing's a pile.
It is a pile. It is.
I also said piece of shite.
Oh, that's gonna hurt Zach's feelings if he watches this, but this thing is a unit. It doesn't seem to be getting fuel, or maybe the fuel in the tank is so old, because when I squirt it in here, it usually will run. I have a theory that this tank is full of water. It really doesn't smell like fuel, but it's clear. It's like water. I think it's water. I think I just filled my clean bowls with water. I might try to drain them. And I got a Motion Pro tank. Maybe it'll just pull off the Motion Pro. I hooked it right up to the fuel pump. Maybe it'll mix in, push it through. I don't know. I dumped a little back down. Let me just see if I can, you know, we'll do the pop start. I'll have to redo the whole recoil nonsense. You know, you guys saw that already. I rewound the recoil again. Not sure that the stuff I bought's gonna be any good, but micrometer says that's close. I don't even care. And it'll either run or it won't. You know, is it optimally gapped? Who cares? Doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, they all look about the same. I'm gonna slap these in. I smell fuel. I've been pulling it, hopefully filling the bowls. Man, what else can I do here? Can I hang you up here? Gonna choke off? Well then, I did what I tell you guys not to do all the time, doing will it starts, is trying to use the fuel in the tank. I think the fuel in the tank has water in it, so running it off the Motion Pro, man, it is smoky in here. Fresh fuel helps. Was I chasing that forever? Maybe. So what I'm gonna do here is, this has snaps, and I think there was a spring. Maybe not. Oh, right here, a little clippy. And then you can take the seat and the tank out. That way we can dump the tank, flush the tank, get some fresh fuel. We'll throw some good fuel at it. I gotta put more antifreeze in it because I had to pull the line to get the recoil out. I'm sure the fresh plug helped, and I gotta put the air box back in. Next day, guys, hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel. Please just do me the favor. If you like this kind of content, tell me. Say we like those when you get things that are locked up and you unlock them. You know, motorcycles. Maybe we could do some air-cooled bikes. What do you guys think about that? Anywho, here's what I did. Off camera, I pulled the tank, which is the whole seat. I dumped it out. I flushed it out the best I could. I put fresh gas in it, like 7 gallons of 93. And then I installed a custom seat cover. You know, because she deserves it. Now, if you have one of these sleds, you can get a seat cover. It's not going to say, you know, Polaris XLT. It's just going to be black. But they look like they fit properly. I might get one. If this sled is, I mean, is it worth doing that? Maybe not. I mean, the rest of it's kind of beat up. You can find these used. This whole entire front end of this thing is literally collapsed in. I'm afraid of its structural integrity. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take our Cinder. I have a Cinder welder that also has a plastic welder, plastic stapler built into it. So I'm going to show you guys how you can kind of, you know, it's kind of Frankenstein and you stitch it together, but it adds rigidity. My son's car is literally held together by this thing. So I'm going to show you that. And, but I did find one of these. It is a special. The guy wants $300 for the whole thing. It has no drivetrain. I might just message him and be like, hey, will you take $100 for the hood? Would you guys even want to see that? Like a refurbishment of a sled? Because considering I don't know much about sleds, I know as much about sleds as you saw me learn with this one. So I asked a couple friends here and there, like, hey, is there a specific pull cord for this? Do you just get nylon rope? Because I had that paracord rip almost immediately. I'm afraid that the other one's going to fray and I'm going to have to take it all back apart again. We're going to stitch her and see how far we get. All right, guys, knowing full well we're not going to save this no matter how much work we put into it. There's no point in it. I tried my SD5010 Pro, which is a Cinder unit that has a hot stapler. And I don't know if it's because of the type of plastic this is. It really doesn't melt into it. I don't know, maybe it's fiberglass. It doesn't seem like fiberglass, but it doesn't work for that. It only works for like car bumpers and stuff. So what I think we're going to do is old school, and we're just going to Frankenstein it up with some zip ties. It's what it deserves. I think this is like plastic. I'm gonna try that plastic welder again on there, which works better than the who's it called? The zip ties. I mean, if you guys had dirt bikes and quads as a kid and you did not stitch your plastic together, I would say that you probably came from a well-off family that made a lot of money, because we bought dirt bikes second, third, and fourth hand from friends, and they were usually all cracked up and we had to stitch them together like Frankenstein, but we didn't care. That was fun for us. That we enjoyed that time on those bikes. You take off the hold on the button, you gotta let it cool, or you'll pull that little staple right back out. But I mean, I only got 3 in it. Look at this. I mean, short of that falling apart, I gotta put one up here where the crack is, and then probably one over here. Man, this thing's busted everywhere. Hey, look, I'm gonna keep doing the rest of these. You guys don't gotta watch, but that's a pretty handy thing. So if you need a MIG welder that has this capability, I mean, how can you go wrong? These are cheap. I think this thing's sub 200 bucks. So I'll put a link in the description. Simder's always been pretty good to me. Knock them down. Now, right now, this thing before would literally just fold forward and fall off the sled. I think I said that in the video. Jess came out to say hi, and she distracts me all the time because she's like, I want to touch her all the time. So anyway, let's see what happens, I guess. I don't know how far this is going to fall or what attaches it, but it stays up. All right. Let's get you off the stand, which is kind of crooky, but honestly, it all folded forward before. So our little bit of repair work did okay. Obviously that needs to be replaced. Will this even start this morning? I think she needs a little antifreeze, probably from me taking the tube off and I had to keep pulling the recoil out. It really needs a pressure wash, but we're not doing that. It's too cold. It was 18 when I got up this morning. The seat covers mint. I did this yesterday. I figured it would all be gone by this morning, but it's still here. So, you know, beggars and choosers. I did order this, which this is a fuel cap, but it is also a gauge. This is how all the water got in. It looks like squirrels ate the top off of this right here. So I have a new one coming, and it has like the gauge in it. It was a cheapie off of Amazon. People said it did fit this. I'm not really sure it's going to, but something like that. I think it was like 18 or 20 bucks. So all in, I mean, what am I into this for? 20 bucks for that, and then couple spark plugs, say 20 bucks, maybe 15 bucks, some rope, and some fuel line, and some gas. Everything else we kind of did on our own. So as long as it runs and rides, is it worth putting more money into? I mean, the motor technically to me sounds good. I don't know it's supposed to sound any different than it does, but I mean, it sounds like a 2-stroke. You know, who doesn't love 2-stroke? I should have brought some Spectro for this so I could smell it. Brings me back to my youth and riding a CR250. Anywho, I don't think we're going to go much farther cosmetically with it. It does stay up. That's all we needed to do. I'm going to check the oil in the jackshaft drive thingy, because it does have like a case over here. I'm going to check that, make sure it's got oil in it. And hopefully this will fire up today. I'm not really sure it's going to. We're going to ride it. And maybe we can get Mad Ginger Jess on it. I would think it's rich because it really doesn't need the choke. Or maybe because it's warmed up, it's like 22 in here, 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Maybe it just doesn't need the choke. I would have thought it would. It needs a new Polaris handlebar pad. Or some Renthal bars, you know. Look at the smoke, can you see the smoke? I'm pretty excited about this, guys. It really wasn't that much work. I think that's what I'm trying to relay to you. You know, if you can pick up a sled for almost free, you know, I was told these are fairly resilient. I watch Kevin from Junkyard Digs, and he pulls them out of barns, and they've been in there forever. And it seems as though he does okay with them. So maybe this one will be good, and maybe it'll be rideable, and maybe this will be fun. Jess does want to go for a ride on it. So I'll get it outside, and we're going for a ripper.
Uh-oh.
So what happened?
I, like, truly don't know.
It helps if you turn the gas on. I was telling everybody how you gotta like always turn the fuel off. I might have left the fuel off. Okay, back into my Snoopy bomber helmet.
Riding a tire.
If you guys want one of these helmets, I'll put a link in the description.
Are you serious?
I'm just kidding, I don't even know where I got this from. But it's funny, isn't it? Isn't this thing funny?
Look upside down.
Are they?
No, they just look at.
They might be. Oh my God, I feel official. All right, well, let's see if it'll start now.
It's ridiculous.
Hell yeah! Chicken Sundays.
I have to be in a safe area. Oh God. Watch the wow. Our neighbors must think we are absolutely ordinary.
What do you think?
I said our neighbors must think we're out of our minds.
I get 55 miles to the gallon on this hog. You want to go to Aspen?
Oh my gosh. Let me jump on the back.
Get on the back. I gotta turn it around. I don't even know how I'm gonna do that. How the hell do you turn a sled around?
Does it have reverse?
No. I mean, some do.
Around the woodpile branches. Jeez. What?
You gonna get on?
No, I was joking.
Oh.
Are you serious?
Do you want to try to ride it?
I don't know.
You gotta really lean it hard.
Probably not.
Probably not?
Probably not strong enough.
It's hard. You gotta really like...
Yeah. Maybe later. Oh my gosh! Got a piece of tree over there.
This thing's fun as fuck.
It's smoking.
It's supposed to. Two-stroke. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode of Mad Ginger Customs. Free sled, seized up, track seized, into a ripper. This thing actually flies. I'm scared to open it up going straight because I'm afraid I'm gonna hit the house. We don't have a big yard for that. But what are we into this thing for? I got a gas cap coming for it for 20 bucks. I got a set of spark plugs and I got elbow grease. Guys, look around for budget stuff on Facebook Marketplace that you can spend a couple hours on and enjoy yourself. I'd like to thank Zach and Danielle at H&H Repair. Zach's a mobile repair shop out of Ellington, Connecticut. He does a 50-mile radius and he does diesels and big trucks. So shout out to Zach and shout out to Danielle. Shout out to Danielle because she works with me and I'm a pain in the ass. Shout out to my wife who lets me destroy my yard and my, I have a junkyard. So shout out to Jess. I'd like to thank everybody who joined our Facebook and our Instagram pages, and I love if you guys would subscribe to this channel. It helps the channel grow. And guys, look what we did in a weekend. This sled rips. And if I can do this, you can do this. Thanks for watching.